Hello, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, 11th November 2020, is celebrated as the National Education Day to commemorate the birth anniversary of our country's first education minister, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. It was decided by the Ministry of Human Resource Development on 11th September 2008 to celebrate his birthday as National Education Day in order to honor the great son of India by recalling his contribution to the cause of modern education in India. He is commonly remembered as Maulana Azad. The word Maulana is an honorific meaning, our master, and he had adopted Azad, which means free, as his pen name. Born in Mecca and settled in Calcutta with his family in 1890, he was homeschooled and self-taught. Both his parents were great scholars, and his father had thousands of disciples and claimed noble ancestry. Maulana Azad began to master several languages and trained in Shariat, mathematics, world history, philosophy, and science. Azad compiled many treatises interpreting the Quran, and his education had been shaped for him to become a cleric, but his rebellious nature and affinity for politics turned him towards journalism. He developed political views which was considered as radical for most Muslims of the time and became a full-fledged Indian nationalist. Maulana Azad was passionately patriotic and had strong empathies for anti-colonial politics since his teenage. In the wake of the Khilafat non-cooperation movement, he joined the Indian National Congress and presided over its special session of 1923. He remained all his life the elegant, erudite statesman who towered next to Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru during the difficult days of the freedom struggle. Maulana Azad's ideals have made significant contribution to India becoming a sovereign, secular and democratic republic. He remained steadfast on his opinion about religion, nationalism and freedom. He said, "Partition is a tragedy for India. We must not, however, forget that the nation is one and its cultural life is and will remain one politically." Maulana Azad was in many ways an astonishing person. He had a vast knowledge and considered as a great reformer of the 20th century. Following India's independence, he became the first Minister of Education and retained the same till 1958. He could be considered as the architect of modern education in India, and Mahatma Gandhi described him as the emperor of learning as well. Maulana Azad committed himself to project of building a secular, pluralist and progressive nation state and was instrumental in founding academic and cultural institutions. He masterminded the creation of national programs of school and college construction and spreading the enrollment of children and young adults into schools and to promote universal primary education. As India's first Minister of Education, he emphasized on educating the rural poor and girls. Being the chairman of the Central Advisory Board of Education, he gave thrust to adult literacy, universal primary education, free and compulsory for all children up to the age of 14, girls' education and diversification of secondary education and vocational training. He oversaw the setting up of the Central Institute of Education, Delhi, which later became the Department of Education of the University of Delhi as a research center for solving new educational problems of the country. Under his leadership, the Department of Education established the first Indian Institute of Technology in 1951 and the University Grants Commission in 1953. He also laid emphasis on the development of the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and the Faculty of Technology of the Delhi University. He foresaw a great future in the IITs for India, and he had also promoted research in Eastern learning and literature and set up Sahitya Academy and Sangeet Natak Academy to develop the fine arts. He also started the work on the compilation of technical terms in Hindi on a large scale. Maulana Azad contributed towards the establishment of Jamia Millia Islamia and many more institutions and organizations. Education is one of the most critical areas of empowerment for women. Maulana Azad saw that the girl education can bring a drastic change in the society. He was of the opinion that educated girls can play an important role in the development of the country. Education of girls was of prime concern for him. Maulana observed that without an educated electorate, democracy cannot perform the functions expected of it. He believed that education alone can bring about democratic consolidation, social cohesiveness, and sustained growth. Our education system and development should not allow any section to lag behind. Of special importance is women's education, as they constitute nearly 50% of our population. According to Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, the full participation of women in the various spheres of society is a very important step for the empowerment of women. Elected to the Lok Sabha in 1952 and again in 1957, Maulana Azad supported Nehru's socialist economic and industrial policies, as well as the advancing social rights and economic opportunities for women and underprivileged Indians. In 1956, he served as president of the UNESCO General Conference held in Delhi. Maulana Azad spent the final years of his life focusing on writing his book, India Wins Freedom, which is an exhaustive account of India's freedom struggle and its leaders. The Ministry of Human Resource Development provides the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad National Fellowship, which is an integrated 5-year fellowship in the form of financial assistance to students from minority communities to pursue higher studies such as MPhil and PhD. And in the year 1992, the Government of India honored him by giving posthumously the nation's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna. To conclude, Maulana Azad's literature, ideologies, and contributions will continue to be a prescription for many years to come. He was a man with a mission and comes out with flying colors for his views on the concept of modern education in India. Any tribute to Maulana Azad would be an empty one if we take no attention for guiding ourselves from the words and life practices of such a wonderful personality. I am stating this here because for him, ideas and ideals had no value if they were not translated into action. Therefore, let us all join our hands together to establish his thoughts and practices along with a grateful and sincere tribute to the noble soul of our great nation. Thank you.
Please like, share and subscribe to this channel.